Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Sorry for the delay. Welcome to J is for Justice. I am here with EMILEE.
Hey.
EMILEE from Coffee, Crime, and Wine. Did I get that right order?
Yes, you
Awesome.
did.
Awesome. Okay, so what are we going to be talking about tonight, EMILEE? Because I've only seen like the basics of this case. I haven't followed it extensively at all.
So I'm trying to get a way to sit. I have a really bad place here in my room. But so TRISTYN Bailey, she's a 13-year-old girl. She was murdered by her classmate that she had known since I believe it was either second or third grade. She snuck out of her house to go meet him, and he stabbed her 114 times in the woods. So that's the case. It's pretty.
So, okay. So I know they were walking home from somewhere in their neighborhood. Like, did they live in a nice subdivision? They had like a community.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more about like what that looked like.
So the community is really nice. It's in St. Johns County, Florida. Like, it's Durbin Crossing. It's a very, very nice area. Like, it's definitely not, anything where you go and be scared or any crazy stuff like that,
Right.
People feel safe there. Like,
yeah, I've been to St. Augustine. It's so cute.
Expensive, it's expensive to live there. You have to have some bit of money in order to afford to live in those nice areas.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that the family had known Aiden as well. He had been over to their house a few times since they were probably just for birthdays, like when you invite the whole class over to a birthday party.
Right.
Whatnot.
When you're little and you just invite everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't run with the same crowd in school, like currently?
No.
Okay.
TRISTYN was a competitive cheerleader. That was her main focus. She was very, very good at it. She loved it. She was not a dating type. She didn't want boyfriends or anything like that.
Smart girl.
She was very career driven and very smart. Yes, she was focused on her cheer, and that was her life and her family, of course. I do know from what I've heard that Aiden was at a party prior drinking, which was supplied by one of his friend's parents or something like that. Unconfirmed still. I can't prove that, but I do think that he was drinking or either on drugs beforehand. Because, you saw the photos that I shared with you the other day where you can see the change over the last few years.
He looks
like it's a big change. It's not even like puberty type thing. It mainly just looks like his eyes are just
his face, like his whole like demeanor. He almost went from like normal kid to like dark.
And he had told people for at least 3 or 4 months that he had wanted to kill somebody. And nobody, I guess, bothered to step in or maybe say, hey, we should probably do something here in case this happens, especially after, the whole Parkland shooting and everything. Like, that was in Florida.
Right, right.
It should have been taken a lot more serious, especially because they were so close to that.
Yeah. I think we hear this a lot lately that people are, like the Boulder shooter. His family came out after and was like, oh, we knew he was having delusions. Like, what? And we knew he had a gun. It's like, speak up if you feel like something's not right, and we're talking about kids here, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I do. So his mom was just arrested as well for, I believe,
I've got that picture up on the screen actually right now of his mom.
Yeah, she was busted by her own security cameras that she handed over to the police herself. I guess for whatever reason, it didn't cross her mind to maybe turn off your cameras when you're committing a crime. But
so she was literally cleaning his clothes from that night?
Yep, she was cleaning the blood off them in the kitchen, caught on camera. And then they went up to the master bedroom, and her and a witness, which I'm gonna assume is speculation again, not true, is her husband, because I don't know who else could possibly be the witness that walked in with her.
So he wasn't arrested though, right? The husband?
No, the husband has not been arrested yet.
Okay, so we have Aiden. Was TRISTYN at the same party as Aiden?
No.
So they just happened
TRISTYN
to both
was
be
at
out and
home.
about that night.
Yeah,
I
no.
didn't realize that. Okay.
Aiden literally targeted her, like texted her.
Oh.
In my personal opinion, I think that he probably texted her something along the lines of, I'm not doing well mentally, I don't feel right. And of course, any teenage girl or anything like that would probably be like, it's okay, I'll talk to you, especially if you've known them since second grade. You'd be like, hey, I want to help my friend. I want to make sure they're okay.
So
and she trusted him, and they walked into the woods, like about probably less than a mile from her house. And
they went into the woods. Is there any signs that he forced her into the woods, or did they willingly? Do they think they willingly go, or do you not know?
I don't know that much. I do know that she had around, it was either 40 to 50 defensive wounds on her, and Aiden didn't have a single wound. So I mean that's a very rage and passionate like killing, to have
was
zero.
Aiden walking by himself, or was he with a friend?
I've been told that he was with a friend at first, and that the friend left before they got to TRISTYN's house. And that was the friend at the party that he was supposedly at.
Okay.
So, I mean, once again, like, I can't really confirm that that's true, and I don't want to, obviously,
Right. I mean, if you're not sure, we're purely speculating on this, because not a whole lot has been actually released other than how many times he stabbed her. They haven't really given like a rundown of really what happened, did they?
No, at first they said there were two suspects, which is why a lot of the locals there kind of think that the other boy was involved, but
maybe he was just with him and then they cleared him later.
I believe that's the case.
That makes sense.
He may have known that Aiden wanted to do something, but I mean, again, he was a kid, he probably didn't believe that,
That's what I was gonna say.
If my friend told me, they're gonna go kill somebody, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, like even if this kid was like, hey, I want to kill someone, like I bet you they thought that he would never do that, that he was just like talking shit, because who would think that someone would actually do that? But in this day and age, they actually do it.
Yeah. Well, he did not stop stabbing her until, I don't think it was the tip of the knife. I think it was the handle of the knife broke on her skull and couldn't go through anymore. So that is the only reason that there's 114 stab wounds. Otherwise, he would have continued going. And then, do you want me to share the part that's unreleased now?
Yeah. Well, let's go through these documents first.
Okay.
And let's save that for last. EMILEE has some information that has not been released by law enforcement. She has several sources she's talking to in this case. She's really deep into this case, you guys. But first, let's look at the I put the documents, like the
you should probably check them.
The arrest report up. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Can you guys see the document okay, or is it too small? Because I can make it bigger. Deidre Miller said they found the tip of the knife in her head. So did it break off?
I believe so.
Oh my God, EMILEE, that kind of goes along with...
What I originally heard was that the tip of the knife broke off, but then I had also heard that it wasn't the tip of the knife, that it was the handle. Either way, it does go along with
force. Yes, and what we're
going to say later. Yeah.
She says they found the knife in the pond next to her.
Oh my gosh.
He came out by himself carrying his...
Mm-hmm.
What's that mean? He came out by himself.
He was caught on security camera walking out of the woods by himself, and he was carrying his bloody shoes. But I spoke to a lot of locals that have seen that the security camera footage that other YouTubers have put out, and a lot of the locals say that it's fake because it doesn't match up to the landmarks, in their neighborhood and stuff like that. So,
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, I know that there was one real footage at first floating around, but the ones that are being used that show the blood, those are fake. Obviously, you can't see blood in black and white.
Interesting. Okay, so there's a lot of rumors and stuff going around, being passed around in this
Yeah.
case. Is that
Mm-hmm.
safe to say?
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors passed around.
Okay. Is there any in particular that you want to clear up that you have heard or, have come across
I've
that stuck
heard
out?
I had a couple of other creators try to join my group and claim that they were speaking to TRISTYN's boyfriend. Um, she didn't have a boyfriend, so
Okay.
anybody who tries to use that's not true either.
Okay, so there's no boyfriend of Tristan that exists that you
No,
would.
unless it was either a little fling or somebody who wants to say they were her boyfriend just for, some clout.
Yeah, which is really, really sick at this point. Like,
Yeah.
hopefully that's
And I
not the
mean,
case and it's just
there's
rumors.
also a lot going on. There were a couple of trolls on Instagram when this all went down that claimed that they were part of it. All of those accounts, that is all just trolls. Those kids are not involved whatsoever. It was just teenagers
There
being
was teenagers on
stupid.
Instagram that said, "Oh, we did this."
Yeah. They tried to say like, "Oh, I remember when we walked out of the bushes, the feds were looking for us. Free Aiden." It was just a bunch of trolls,
God,
and
man,
law
I'm so
enforcement
glad
came
I
out and
wasn't a
said that,
teenager.
but
And
people still run with it and think that it's legit. It's not. They were all fake.
wow, I mean that's pretty messed
It's
up. I just,
disgusting,
like I said, I'm
but
glad I wasn't a teenager in these times where we have all this social media and crap because that's where kids prank and mess around and it's just really it's not
right?
that funny. It's just not that funny. Um okay, so we have the charge report for Aiden
Mhm.
and I didn't go back
He
and look
has
to
pled not
see
guilty,
if
so I don't know how that'll work for him, but
so he pled not guilty but he's being charged as a juvenile or he's being charged as an
he's
adult.
being charged an adult. Larizzo or Larissa, I believe, is the attorney who, or like the whatever DA of that place, and he decided to charge him as an adult for
Okay,
St.
so
Johns County.
in the very beginning, didn't Aiden have, now you're gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong, did he have a court appointed attorney or did they pay an attorney?
Okay, so the original attorney was a family friend.
Okay.
The family friend ended up dropping out. I don't know why, obviously, but I'm gonna assume probably conflict of interest, being a family friend and whatnot, or maybe he just saw that there was no point for him to even try this.
Right, right. Or maybe he was just initially, I don't know. I just saw that his lawyer had resigned, so I didn't know what that was all about. And now does he have
Yeah.
court appointed?
Now he is in court appointed. He is claiming he's indigenous or whatever, where you can't pay for an attorney.
Yes.
Um Again with that, it's kind of strange because the mother's husband is, I don't know, I've never actually seen a legit marriage license there, but he does have a lot of money, so I don't see how they couldn't afford a lawyer,
Hmm.
but maybe they aren't married and that's why he's able to do it.
So as far as Aiden's family, are they supporting him? What's that looking like?
I've heard it's been absolute crickets on his biological dad's side. I believe his biological dad does not support this whatsoever. And I feel like any attacks on them should stop because he's been harassed as well. They,
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, you've been through the Watts thing. You've seen how people are
Nasty.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now
His
the
mom
mother, on the
was
other
just
hand,
charged. Yeah, she obviously supported it and was okay with it. So,
but did she know? See, that's the thing. Okay, so
well,
this
she
is
went
what I'm
into the
wondering.
interrogation room too when they were interrogating Aiden, and she goes, "Is there anything on your jeans or any of your clothes that need to be
Oh
washed?"
man.
And he goes, "No," probably thinking that she just meant like, "Do I need to wash your clothes?" And then she whispers, "Blood." And Aiden shakes his head, yes.
And she did this in the interrogation room?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What a
That's what I'm
dumb
saying. Like, these
dumb.
must be the dumbest criminals ever. Like,
Right,
she
like
gave her
everybody
own
knows there's
security
cameras in
camera.
there.
Yeah. Do you think they
It's
weren't
the whole point
recording
of that room.
right? She literally just said it out loud, like whispered it like it was gonna be okay.
Okay, so mom's guilty as shit for covering this
Mm-hmm.
whole thing up for sure. But maybe stepdad slash boyfriend, maybe we don't know
I
the
mean,
state of
again,
affairs with him.
speculation on my part. I believe he's gonna be an arrest soon as well.
Ooh.
But I mean, that's just speculation again. I just think that, I mean, there was another witness on there unless he's turned on them. That would be the only way that I think that he could get out of that. He
Evil.
could have turned on the mom. I mean, they could have, who knows? Maybe he never agreed with Aiden. Maybe he did tried to get him help. We don't know. He could have and
Does Aiden have
whatnot.
siblings?
Yes. Wait, I don't know.
Does he
I've
have,
seen some.
does
I
Tristan
mean,
have siblings?
yes, Tristan. They're a family of 7.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And if
Wow. And
anybody
where
wants
did
to do
she
anything for Tristan, her favorite color is the aqua like color here. That purple or bluish color.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have been wearing bands and stuff like that for her, and
Where did
like
she fall in like the birth order of her family? Was she in the middle?
I believe she was in the middle somewhere. I think, or the youngest. I'm not positive. The Bailey family is amazing. They've been literally the most graceful family and like most poised family that I've actually seen in true crime. Most of them turn out and go crazy, and
They're keeping their privacy.
yes, yeah, they've kept their privacy. They share a little bit, but they don't, any statements they make are made directly to the media. They're not speaking with any other YouTubers. So if YouTubers start claiming that they're talking to them, that is not true.
That's good. That's probably what's best.
Yes,
They're
it
saying
is.
in chat that she was the baby of the family.
Yeah, I think she was as well.
That's heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Because her 6 siblings also saw her as the baby.
Yeah.
I'm the baby
Yeah.
of 6, and wow, that's just really sad.
The whole
Okay,
thing
so
is bad.
we're looking here at his mugshot, and like you said, he looks so freaking different in these
Mm-hmm.
photos. And I don't think I have the one you actually text. I don't think you put that one in the email, did you? Do you
Do
mind
you
if
want
I
me to get it
share
on
that
my
one?
screen?
Like,
Yeah, sure.
okay. Let me find it.
That the one that's on now is the one of him in the Snapchat car. So basically, he was being held at that time, and he wasn't under arrest yet, but obviously he was assumed to be the murderer. And he put up a peace sign because Tristan liked to use peace signs in a lot of her photos, and said, "Has anyone seen Tristan?" while he's in the back of a cop car.
And this is right after he was arrested.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this was when he was being detained. That's why they hadn't taken his phone
So
yet.
how long did it take them to find her then?
The next morning they found her, or that night, I believe. It was very quickly. I mean, they were only it was very close to her house, so.
But they narrowed him down like pretty quickly, and then had the surveillance video of him coming out of the woods.
I mean, yeah, he posted on Snapchat right there in the cop car. Like, I mean, that's pretty
pretty bold.
Yeah, he showed no remorse, and then at his first hearing, he started crying. Like that's gonna do him any good now.
A little late for that. I did see the first hearing. I did watch that. Um, it's disturbing. All right, I'm gonna pull up this photo of him that you've put together. This you see like a morphing in just a short couple
Mm-hmm.
years. All right, hold
It
on.
was only 2 years. I think the first one was taken either 2020 or 2019. So, I mean, this was a very short amount of time for him to change that quickly.
Yeah. Hold on. Here it is.
Okay, why did somebody say, how do we even know this case is real?
Who said that?
Crisis cast.
So they think that this is a faked incident, like
I guess so. I mean,
you
I don't know anybody would fake the murder of one 13-year-old, but
yeah, what would be their motive?
yes, everyone has their own thoughts.
What would be what would be the motive for that? I'm just curious what they think like I mean, I know why people say like gun violence, can be staged for the government to further gun laws, but what would be the point
Yeah,
of this not being real? And I'm having a hard time pulling up that
right?
photo. What the heck?
Let me just send it, text it to you.
I have it. I found it right here. I'm airdropping it. I
No,
can't.
Cindy, I don't have any more light.
Oh, there it is. I just didn't see where it was saving to. All right. I know you need a front light.
I know. I might move this over
You
closer
need a
to
little
where
ring light. Just get a little ring light. That's all you
I
need.
just. We just moved in, okay? Trying to get it
Emily.
set up.
Emily's so cute. Okay. Where in the heck did this picture save? Because I don't see it.
Here, I'll resend it to you right now. Should be on my resend.
Thank you. I'm challenged. But this new information that you received that is very disturbing. I want to just preface before we start talking about it that it's pretty disturbing. It could be maybe like a little like cultish, like not sure.
Yeah.
But there's something definitely not right. Um
Okay, I just texted it to you.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, what we're going to share, it hasn't been released by law enforcement. So, it's not, we can't prove it 100%.
Right.
But
So, like I said, Emily has a few sources you're talking to, a few different people.
Yeah,
That are
it's
close
like
to
3 or 4
case.
people, and they've all said the exact same thing. So my gut instinct is inclined to believe what they're saying. They were right. They had told me originally how many times she was stabbed. I got a little heat over it because I said 140 instead of 114, but that was a mishearing.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy people got to be like, she lied. No, I just misheard it.
140, 114. Yeah. So they told you this, your sources told you this as well before the autopsy was released that.
Mm-hmm. And I also had another source say that they had heard it for for at least a week or two as well. So I'm really inclined to believe that this is 100% true. But
so I got the picture
again,
pulled
you
up.
never know with crime.
Emily, I got this picture pulled up. Is he sitting on like the back of a four-wheeler in the middle?
Yes.
Is he with like with a friend that you cut out, or is that like his dad?
I didn't know. I just cut out anybody that wasn't him.
I just wondered, like,
because
I don't
I
know.
think it was a friend, is what I believe.
Okay. I
If
just
I
wonder,
remember the picture,
if he
it
used
was
to
a
be
friend.
like the type of kid that hung out with his parents and, da 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 da. And then in a couple short years became like this more, like a recluse. I don't know.
Right.
Definitely see a difference. I mean, obviously in the face, he's got like the baby face still. Like in the middle picture, he's chubby, got the baby fat, but he just looks
Yeah, that last
dark.
picture at the very top, that was taken, I believe, either December of 2020 or January of 2021. So those are one of the last photos posted that I was able to get before, everything was erased and
I
whatnot.
see in the one on the right, he's got like a little kid next to him.
Yes, I believe that's this. I can't remember if it was either the mother or the bio dad that has other children with somebody else. I think somebody in chat will be able to tell
Could
us.
you imagine though, like, I don't know, just I forgot what I was gonna say. I started reading chat. Tracy 3 said, should this be released? Could it hurt the case? Um, I
No, it
don't see
can't
how
hurt
it
the
could
case.
change. It's not going to change anything. I mean,
You can't hurt the case. He's
they have all their evidence.
clearly, yeah, he's guilty.
Yeah,
There's
right.
no,
It's not like they're
the
still
only
investigating.
way at this point, the only thing they're doing is his lawyers might be able to get him in a mental institute and claim, crazy instead of jail.
Right.
There's nothing
You know
left
what?
for
It's like what
him.
Cheryl just said. Auntie Cheryl said, I am not sure why everyone assumes that discussion can ruin a case. They can only present facts in court. So discussing the matter does not harm the case. Very true.
Exactly.
Okay, so what
All
is
right. So
Lala
somebody
saying?
says that the mother has little kids. So I guess maybe the
Oh.
bio mom
Oh,
started
yeah,
a new
that's what I was
family.
gonna say. I was gonna say, can you imagine like if your kid was around this boy, whether it was at school, whether it was a little kid, whatever, for whatever reason, if someone I knew was around this boy and he did that, I'd be like, whoa, like you might have like dodged a bullet with this one.
Well, I did get a story from somebody whose daughter actually ran into him last summer. And they were at, I believe it was like a pool or something like that, and the people there were telling her and her friends, stay away from them, this boy is no good, he's been caught making fires in the bathroom and stuff like that.
In
Well, a couple
their
of hours,
community there where they lived,
yes, in
he
St.
was
Augustine.
banned from the pool for a summer because of that.
I don't know if it was the community, it was somewhere around there,
Gotcha.
like something. He was known to cause trouble.
Okay. So
And
her
the
daughter was
workers
hanging
had
out with
told
him?
these girls, yes,
Mm,
they had just met, like she was just at the beach and just met this kid or wherever they were, a pool, whatnot.
right.
And they started, just hanging around. He was with a couple of other friends, and she ended up on Aiden's back as they were like either doing like chicken or whatever, wrestling or
Hmm.
like playing a game, like what teenagers do,
Right.
whatever. And then her friend had to go home and she was left alone with Aiden and another boy. And she called her mom and was very, very nervous, said, I don't feel comfortable here. I need you to come get me right away.
Mm.
So that was last summer.
Did she say
So, I mean,
specifically like what made her daughter uncomfortable or
let me read the whole. I
because
always
he was
lose
how
everything.
13, he would have been 13ish.
Yeah, he would have been 13, about to turn 14.
Hmm.
Maybe.
What
Why
happened in
can I
this
never?
kid's life, you know? Like what?
I don't. That's what I've been trying to figure out because like everybody seems not so horrible in his
Well, right. I
life.
mean, he lived in a nice place. Did he live there then all the time growing up? In that,
I
like,
believe so.
or was he always in that school district and maybe didn't
I
live in
believe
that sub? Because the stepdad or boyfriend is the one with the money, or we don't
it's
know.
just like it's so weird. Like when I try, the mom has charges for like grand larceny and stuff like that. Like
Really?
it's just yeah, it nothing and like there's like literally like if you do a background search on her, like at least 20 to 25 addresses.
Damn. So what
Which
about this
is
guy? Does he have the same type of history?
no,
He's all
no,
stable.
yes.
Hmm. Do
So
we know
I
where they
mean,
met?
I have no
Hmm.
idea.
That's interesting because it's almost like she found someone to take care of them.
That's what I was thinking. Like she found somebody that had some money and thought,
I wonder what this
you
guy's
know,
thinking now. Well, if he doesn't get
hey, so I
arrested, I
think
mean.
hopefully he was smart enough to not do that. I mean,
I
I've
would
never
just be
seen the
curious
actual
more in
marriage
there.
certificate, so I don't think they are married. So I don't think anything can come back on him if he wasn't involved.
Right.
But
And if he wasn't even at home when she was washing the blood out of the jeans.
there was somebody at home. There's been speculation whether it was the grandma or him.
Oh,
You
grandma
can't
lived in the house too?
I guess grandma came to visit sometimes. It's like it's a whole big
Cluster.
there's like a whole rabbit hole of crap that I have
I
to
would
dig through to
love
even.
to know like their backstory, how long these two have been together, where'd
I
they
believe it
meet,
was
what was her
7 years. They had a business license for a food truck together, or it was a restaurant or something
hmm.
like that.
So it's been quite a while since they've been
Yeah,
together.
they've been together a while, so it's not like just new or anything like that. Like it's a pretty long relationship, especially with Aiden. He so 7 years. So
Beth in chat said mom's boyfriend owns an optometrist office, found him on LinkedIn.
he owns an optometrist office too, along with his food truck. That
I mean,
whole
this is what she found on LinkedIn. I don't know if that's
yeah, it's
accurate or not.
so weird with him. Like that's what really
Tracy
just
3
makes
said
me.
Aiden's mom seems like she wears the pants. She was a little aggressive towards him during Aiden's first hearing when the lawyer hadn't shown up yet.
I wonder. She does seem like she was in control of everything. Like she does seem like one of those people. I mean, I feel like she definitely was bossy. I mean, but then again, you also got a kid here who went and has a whole new family, a whole new life that he has to adjust to. The bio dad remarried to, like, that's a pretty difficult thing to
Yeah,
like.
like we don't know everything this kid's been through and dealt with, right?
Mhm.
Lala says that he got kicked out of one school for punching someone in the face and they put him in the school that Tristan went to. And she said that this came from someone that someone I know in his class. So that's where that's coming from. Um Mary said, "What drives a kid this young? Anger, rage." Right, exactly. Like we don't know what he's been through because he's only
Right.
14 years old. So
Mhm.
the things that make 14-year-olds sometimes think is the end of the world isn't necessarily
And
the end of the world to an adult, but to
it,
them,
yeah, it can be very as simple as we're getting a divorce.
yep. And they just think life is never going to be
Mhm.
good again and never going to be the same again.
Yeah, I
He just
remember
looks
when I was a
sad.
kid, like when my parents had like their little separations and whatnot, I thought my life was ending. Like, the
Yeah,
world was over.
right.
Like, that was
Right. And
it.
then
What
they end
am
up
I gonna
working
do
it
now?
out
Where am
and
I
you're
gonna live? Like, you don't really realize that, like, that's not really how it works, but
yeah.
you're a kid and
I do know
you're
that in this picture though, like his face to me on the left, he just looks sad and empty.
He does. He looks like there's nothing left there in him whatsoever. Like the first two, he looks, I mean, the middle one, I believe, was the first one, like in 2019. Then I believe the right one was 2020, like mid 2020s. And then
And
the very last one was at the end.
And no one you've talked to has ever said like, "Oh yeah, this kid was troubled early on," and everybody always wondered about him. Like he was voted most likely to like off his family or something. Like no one's ever said anything weird like that about him.
No, besides the weird story.
Okay.
The other girl,
Yeah.
like last summer, like that. And I guess, I mean, maybe his family didn't know that he was banned from these places. Like, I didn't tell my parents a lot of stuff I did as
I
a
would
kid.
just think these kids would be coming out if he was like really disturbed, that they'd be coming
Right?
out, or their parents might be coming out saying, "Oh my God, we've heard stories about this kid for years." I mean, it just doesn't seem like that's the case.
Yeah, I know. It's such a, I mean, I don't know if he was just like super obsessed with TRISTYN and just
Right. Why her?
had that, like, if I can't have her, nobody can.
But you
Like,
said he deliberately targeted TRISTYN. It wasn't like she was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
no, he texted her and asked her to sneak out.
Okay, so she was at home safe. Okay, so this is what I have not heard this part.
Yes,
I
she
thought
was
she
at
was
home
walking
safe.
around as well and
No,
ran
she
into
was
him.
at home safe and sound. That's why I'm thinking the
Mm.
text had to go somewhere along the lines of he is wanting to harm himself, because I don't see any other way for her to go, okay, I'm going to sneak out now, you know, like even if it was just, hey, you want to hang out? Like,
So
you
we don't
probably
know
wouldn't.
what he texted her. They haven't released any of that.
Uh-uh.
That's all going to come out in trial.
Mm-hmm. And I'm actually disgusted that he's going to drag the Bailey family through a trial. Like, you're not getting out of it. You're guilty.
Yeah.
100%. There's no doubt. Your
Do you
own
think there's
mom was
any
caught.
chance though that the state of Florida might be lenient on him because of his age, even though he's being tried
No.
as an adult? He's going away forever. They're
Yeah,
not seeking the
I
death
think
penalty.
he'll miss the death penalty, but it's gonna be life in prison. I mean, there's no way unless he does do the insanity defense, which, I mean, I don't know how it was all premeditated. If you text somebody to come out of their house and say, hey, can you come sneak out with me? Like, that's not really a.
Anon said, I wonder if he was on any medication.
I haven't heard that he was on any medication. I did hear that he had some type of like ADHD or something like that.
Aren't most kids on
But
medication these days? I mean,
yeah. Mm-hmm. So
that'd
I
be
do think that
interesting
he
to find
was
out
on
though.
drugs, but
Tracy said that he told his friends before this he was going to take someone in the woods and kill them. That's what they said
yes,
in the
he
police
had been
report.
telling people that he wanted to kill somebody for months. I mean, I'm wondering, did he tell like his school counselors this stuff and nothing was reported?
Me too, Mary. Mary said, I need to know his family life. That's what I'm curious about too. Like I would love to talk to people that knew his family.
Right? It's all been, I mean, I have spoke to a distant cousin of the stepdad. They do not support Aiden. So any harassment of them, the Akels and that stuff needs to stop too. Because they're not supporting him and people seem to think that they are, but they're not. They've gotten death threats, a lot of them and whatnot, just for their last name, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, leave the families alone, especially the
Mm-hmm.
distant families who obviously aren't even
Right?
living there. So
They live in the community. They're not. It's like, okay, maybe we see each other on Thanksgiving every 2 years or something like that. It's not like
right,
they're,
they have no
know their
influence over
daily
this
life
kid.
going on.
Okay, so Tracy said that have never said if he said it would be a male or a female that he killed in the woods. He didn't specify that, apparently.
Oh, so he didn't care who he killed. He just wanted to kill somebody.
Yeah, I guess. He didn't specify, oh, it's got to be a girl. But yeah, I'm just wondering what about
I think he
her?
was going for a girl.
He had his eye on her for some reason, though. Maybe because she was a cheerleader and like the typical,
Pretty girl, you know, confident, good family,
pretty, popular,
great life. Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
The complete opposite of us.
Right. She's everything that we should have been, right?
Yes, she's everything that I should have been in high school. Just
right. I mean, really, and she is kind of a.
She is somebody that I would have looked up for.
She's the
like I would have
kid.
looked up to her. I would have been like, dude, I want to be that girl.
Domino Queen said, I don't expect his own mother to turn her back on him, and even though what he did was sadistic and unforgivable to most. Now, okay. There's one thing to not turn your back on your child. It's another thing to clean someone else's blood out of your child's genes because your child just committed a murder.
Especially another child's blood.
Another child, another family has lost their daughter.
Especially when you know the family too. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference of supporting and saying, yes, we will be here by your side. We'll be with you at the court appointed.
Right.
When, like, we'll put money on your books, yada, yada, yada. We still love you. But then you also got committing a crime and trying to conceal it. Like, come on.
I just can't imagine my kid coming home soaked in blood and helping and standing there with him and helping him clean it and not calling the police.
She didn't clean it until I don't think he was there when she cleaned it. I think he hid them.
He wasn't standing there. She just found him and thought, oh shit, he got up to something. Or was this after they found her?
It was after they found her.
Oh, for the love of God. Are you serious?
She went and tried. Yeah, she went afterwards, after all of that, and tried to, and again, with the interrogation thing. I think it was even after the interrogation that she went and tried to clean the clothes. Like, come on.
Okay.
And then you're going to hand over your own security footage to the cops. Like, here you go. We didn't do anything.
I didn't realize it was after she was found. So she knew exactly who he killed. And she was familiar with TRISTYN and the family and still proceeded to cover it up for her little boy.
Yep. There's a difference between supporting and then there's a difference of, literally committing a crime and trying to keep your son out of jail for murder. Like that's insane. Come on.
Anon said she cleaned them in the bathroom. Her house has cameras. Dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, she cleaned him in the bathroom, the kitchen sink, the master bedroom. She tried everything.
Tara said, a lot of this is new info for me. Up until this point, I had heard from everyone else they were at the party together. That's what I thought too.
No, they were not. Okay. He was at the party with another friend, like I said, who may or may not have known what was going to happen. But TRISTYN was not at the party.
So what is the info that you were told? Let's get to this because
let me get my vape.
Okay, but it makes sense after what we just talked about, that possibly the tip of the knife was retrieved from her scalp or her skull, right?
I've heard from multiple sources, again, not confirmed by law enforcement. I'm not saying this is 100% a fact, but that he did carve satanic-like or something close to that symbols into her skull. Which goes along with, or into her head or whatnot. If the knife broke, that's when he stopped.
Okay. So, that would mean kind of, I mean, I'm just throwing that out there, like satanic type things. We're not sure because
I
this isn't
mean,
confirmed,
yeah.
but that's,
I haven't seen the photos.
ugh, I don't want to see photos of
I
that.
don't want to see them either. So,
But it gives
but
you some insight if this is true, it gives you some insight into what was going on in this boy's head, possibly.
I mean, if it was satanic stuff, like, I mean, he was trying to kill a virgin or something, basically. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what my head goes to. Like, when I think of like somebody killing somebody for satanic stuff, like,
Right, kind of like a sacrificial thing.
yeah, like, you know, you kill the virgin, you're immortal type thing or something like that. I had also heard that an possible ex-girlfriend of his was also really into the satanic stuff and
Mm.
occult stuff.
So
So I
he
mean
didn't
that
have a
may be where
girlfriend.
he got some of the idea from. I don't know if it's confirmed if he ever had a girlfriend or not,
That's what I was
but
gonna ask.
yeah.
So did they say like was it like pentagrams or what they just said weird like occult
Yeah.
symbol
Like
type
you can't
things?
really figure it out. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I know
it's
exactly what
not
you're
like a
talking about.
straight,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not like numbers or anything like that where you can say, oh, it's
Where it's
at
like a
6
puzzle.
6.
Yeah.
Yes, like those weird circle thingy type crap. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, did you happen to see, I know this is Watts, but did you happen to see the video that someone did of that how do you say that? Randomotica? You know what that is? That app where it just
Mm-mm.
takes you somewhere random.
Oh yeah.
And they went and did it. I don't even know where they were.
Was that the
So
thing where they found the body?
they no
That
they
one?
no they found a book. And when they opened it, it had a picture of Chris and Shanann in it, and then there was all this like satanic like symbolism every page. These guys, I'm gonna have to link that video. It's a YouTuber.
Yes. Oh my god, I
I'll
need to
put a
see
link in the
that.
description of this video so you guys can see it. It
You
was
know what's crazy? I did
weird.
some urban exploring because that's like what me and Tyler do in our spare time. And we went to this it's called Care City here in Florida.
Carrot.
Care.
Oh, I thought you said Carrots City.
Oh, no. Care City. It's out here in Ocala and
I love
like
carrots, by the way.
me too. Carrots are my favorite thing.
They're really crunchy. I like those.
They're really good. I don't pick them out of my food.
So what's in Care City, Emily?
It's an abandoned city and it was basically built in like the 1800s. And we had went through it a bit and like we were going up these stairs, this old house, and one of the like little things started creaking. And my friend's like, yo, I bet there's something under there. And I'm like, nah, it's an old house. You're tripping. No, there's like a chloroform and all these old 1800 bottles of like
Whoa.
drugs under there. I was like, all right, guys, maybe we
Creepy.
should,
That's
yeah, maybe we
cool.
should leave.
How did you find out about that place? Because I've kind of off topic, but that random Nautica or whatever it's called is I'd be scared to do it, but
I mean, I've known Care City for a long time since I grew up here. So it's just,
did you ever go to the Foyle house in like Arcadia or somewhere down there?
mm-mm,
Have you ever heard of it? Oh, I'll
mm-mm.
have to text you the link. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But anyways,
I feel like actual foil.
yeah, it's like made out of foil. It's like
Oh
it's
my
weird.
God.
Yeah.
Fucking Florida.
You can go tour it. Really random, but obviously we're kind of from the same area. Thank you, truth teller. But yeah, the weird the weird symbols that we heard might be left on her body.
All right, what is somebody saying? Did I seriously get removed from the Facebook page for agreeing with someone's comment?
Oh, is that meant for you? Because I was like, I don't think.
I don't know.
Oh, Sophia, why don't you message an admin on that page? Because Emily,
Oh,
yeah, she's live right now. But if you
hey,
message,
yeah, Sophia, just send me a message on Facebook and I'll figure it out.
it might have been a mistake.
It could have been a mistake. There's a lot of times where we end up just removing somebody for the wrong comment because we're not paying
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah, just go ahead and message her. Patty and Pink said, "Hello, all. So did this boy torture animals? If satanic, he would have tried to before killing a human. Just saying, not that I really know." We do hear about that. Oh, she got blocked. She can't see the admin's name.
Yeah, I just sent my name to her on. Sorry, my name says Tanya Brooks because I can't get my actual YouTube to work.
Hey,
It won't let me
covert
comment to
crime
that.
is in Gainesville, near Gainesville. I want to go to Gainesville.
What?
There's that one murder in Gainesville. That serial killer, what was his name?
No.
Who's the
No.
serial killer of
I
Gainesville?
I had done one thing on the kids in the Summerfield thing that were killed because I actually was friends with the guy who helped the girl kill her ex-boyfriend. She was like dating him at the time or had just broke up with him. And she was like called to testify in his case and everything. I think it was like the Summerfield Five or some
Oh,
crap is
yeah,
what
yeah,
they
yeah.
call them.
Uh-huh. And the serial
Yeah,
killer
you
from
remember like
Gainesville
they
is Danny Rolling.
Danny
You ever
Rolling?
heard of him?
No. Is he still serial killing there?
He died in '06. Nope, he was called the Gainesville Ripper. And
What?
here's what he looks like. He's dead now, though. Daniel Rolling. Wait, let me see. Where's my camera? This is Daniel. He's quite a cutie. But yeah, he's the Gainesville Ripper.
Jesus.
We should
I
cover
never
that
heard of it.
together because I don't
We
know shit
should.
about it either. I just know there
Let's
was
just go around Gainesville and start
we should
figuring it out.
we should Emily and Jay do like Florida crimes. Wouldn't that be cool?
Right?
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, we have a lot of stuff that happens down here. We would never run out of content here.
Florida.
The home of the crazies. Yes.
That's why we're here. I'm a crazy.
Yeah. We've flocked to Florida. So yeah, that I mean, thank you for sharing that. And I'm gonna be freaking watching this case now because I just wasn't following it. There's just so much going on at once. This happened, and then there was the other kid that was stolen out of his bed happened.
Yeah,
And then this Samuel Olson happened. All these
I
things
know.
happened at once.
It's like we take a break and then it just like all comes at once. I'm like, yo, I gotta focus on one group at a
Right.
time,
Like
guys.
COVID started to like ease up,
Uh-huh.
and now it's like all these crimes starting to happen. It's crazy. But I mean, this poor girl and what her family has to endure through this, and like you said, a trial. Horrible.
Why are you gonna drag them through another trial, Aiden? Come on, let it go. You're guilty. Don't bring her family there and to just sit and learn gruesome details of it. Like why do they want to sit and relive that? They don't. You murdered their 13-year-old daughter that was the baby. Like, come on. Take your jail sentence. Actually, take your plea.
Right.
Because that's the best chance you got is taking that plea. And if he doesn't take that plea, he's going for life.
So when is he doing court next? Or when is mom doing court, I should say.
I have no idea about any of that.
Let's look it up.
I know mom was bailed out that day.
Oh, she's out?
Yeah.
So what was she charged with?
She was charged with tampering with evidence because she cleaned the jeans and stuff. But she was out that day. So.
Okay, so he was just in court on Thursday. He was in court on last Thursday. And that's the last I'm seeing.
Here's my Chucky doll, everybody.
He was in there, and that's when he pled not guilty, right?
Yeah.
Let me see when he's going to be back, because I want to follow his hearings now.
Oh, covert crimes. I'm from Daytona originally, too.
Oh, God, we were just talking about Daytona.
Right?
Oh gosh, you could probably cover plenty of crimes just in Daytona. Isn't that where Aileen Wuornos was in Daytona?
Yeah, I've been to the bar that she was arrested at. I think it was like called the Last Resort Bar or something
Yeah,
like
the
that.
last.
Uh-huh. It's like
Yep.
if you're going out towards like New Smyrna Beach, like out that way down A1A when you finally get to the end.
You know what though?
It's-
That woman's story is actually really sad.
I really feel bad for her. I
I
feel
do
like
too.
she was put in those circumstances and she had no choice. I mean, it was either get murdered or murder
Yep.
with some of them.
Yep.
In the end, did she take it too far? Yes.
Yep. I felt
But
bad
at
for
the
her as well.
start, it was either her get murdered or she murders the guy because they weren't just,
Well, Anan, it doesn't seem like he's getting a plea deal because he's already pled, right?
I mean, I'm sure that the DA will still offer him a plea deal. It's up to him at that point to take it or not. If he accepts it, then there is no trial. Just like with the Chris Watts thing, like there's no trial. He accepts his plea, done.
Yeah.
But for him pleading not guilty and the way he's acting, his mom being charged, I don't feel that he will take a plea. I feel he thinks that he did nothing wrong. I think he thinks he was in the right somehow for this, like that he's.
Well, I'm sure they're giving him like a full mental evaluation and all that stuff too.
Yeah, he was at the Volusia County Juvenile Center. So
So why
they
is
were
he in
talking about,
Volusia? Is it just because they don't have the juvenile
yeah,
facility?
yeah, St. Johns County doesn't have what Volusia County has,
Yeah, because this
He,
stuff doesn't typically happen there.
no, it doesn't at all. Like this is not something that would happen there. This is something that happens in Volusia County all the time,
Yeah,
but not.
Volusia, Volusia
God,
County's
I
a
hate
little
that place.
crazy.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. That's why I'm crazy.
You're not still in that area though. You moved away from that area.
Yeah, I'm not actually from there.
Oh,
I only lived there for high
you
school
just
and stuff
lived
like
there
that.
for a minute, just like I
Yeah.
did.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, I lived in Daytona before Miss Emily here was even on this planet. I couldn't believe that. And I was thinking about this, that you said that. I was thinking about that and I'm like thinking about everything you went through with Karen and how a woman who, honest to God, we could be your mothers.
Mhm.
I didn't really realize you were so young until I really started. When you said that, nope. I'm like, were you even alive in 92 when I lived in Daytona? You're like, nope. Born in 94. I'm like, wow. Like, we should really be a better example for you.
Right? Like, I just can't believe that I was being harassed by somebody who could be my mom. Like,
Thank you,
it's
Mary.
bizarre to me.
No, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And it really dawned on me when you said that. I was like, wow. And she's still harassing you. This almost 50-year-old woman. Crazy. Anyways, I
Right?
don't want to get on that
I
tangent, but
know.
it
And
just
otherwise,
really
we'll be
hit
here
me.
forever.
I'm sorry that she treated you like that because you're not really even peers. You know what I mean? That's just not even right.
No, and I never did anything to her to deserve what I was getting from her.
Right.
Like,
Well, no one has. No one has.
no, nobody has. I mean, it's just that's who she is. It's whatever.
But hey, thanks for
Karma
sharing
comes around.
your details on this case because like I said, the mods, have you guys been sharing Emily's group? I put the links in the mod chat. If you guys can throw those into the chat, I'm going to put them in the description of the video as well. So you guys, if you want to join, she has a Justin for Tristan group and also her main group. Her and her
Coffee,
team.
crime, and wine.
You have a whole team behind you.
Yes. Yeah, we are semi-finalists for Facebook's Community Accelerator program, which I'm really excited about.
That's awesome. So
So
are
we
you
make
going
it-
to have a site where people can vote or how does that work?
I have no idea how it works.
Mm.
Like, honest to God, I even forgot that I sent in the application 3 months ago.
That's so cool.
And then all of a sudden I got the email and they were like, you've been selected from thousands as a semifinalist to advance to the next round of the finals. I was like, holy shit.
That's
what?
cool.
They're like, you need to, so I have to make a video and send it to them by June 20th. And they give up to $20,000 in grants for groups to help grow our community and stuff.
Hey,
so
well, congrats to you and your team for even making it that far. That's awesome.
I was shocked. I was like, is this even real? Am I being scammed? Like,
hey, that's what
I mean,
happens.
look at my group. Like, I don't have a ton of members. Like, we're not, some giant.
But you know what? Your group's respectful. Your group's
Yeah.
respectful, and it's a nice place to have discussions. So
yeah, we don't make you agree with my opinion, and that's it.
No, definitely not. And we don't share things that are inappropriate, right?
Right. I mean, I was told that I should, but not gonna follow that.
Bad advice at this juncture.
Yeah, I don't think I should put any humor around a dead 13-year-old. I don't even know how you can do that or why somebody would assume that. But
you're doing a great job, and congrats to you and your team.
Thank you.
That
really excited about it.
Everybody give EMILEE applause. No, I love this. I love going live with you. Thank you so much. And if you want to do this again when there's some updates, we get closer to a trial or something.
Yeah, we got to go to the trial together. We can go to the Todd trial too in September. That's only like about 45 away from me.
The one in Osceola?
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely coming over for that because I actually went to the house.
Really? I was gonna drive by it, but then I was like, bro, I'm too tired. I'm too lazy.
When I went there, the owner, we're talking about the Anthony, I say Tote. Is it Tot?
I don't know. You actually said it the whatever Christian's last name right last live, and I was wrong. So
I watched Kendall Ray's documentary that night. I couldn't sleep after we got off our live. So I watched it. Did you watch the Inside Edition thing? It's like 5 parts. I think I sent it to you. I watched Inside Edition on Christian's case and then Kendall Ray's thing. Yeah.
Kendall Ray's was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. The Inside Edition was good too. It just went more in depth with like professionals, like getting their opinions.
Yeah.
But anyways, what brought me on that? Oh, Tote. Yes. So the owners, like Tote was renting that house. The owner's son was there when I went by. He was in there cleaning it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like there was still.
He said that it was clean now, but that they did clean it. And they were renting it out again. I was like, and he was like, my parents really don't want people here. I was like, that's cool. We'll leave. He said they really don't. There's been a lot of people coming by. I'm like, well, when a guy kind of sits in a house with his family dead for 2 weeks, like people are going to drive by and kind of look.
They might kind of want to see what's going on.
And there was a weird sign on the front porch that said like, have a fabulous day, or you are, or like something like you're my sunshine or something. I'm like, wow, that is really eerie.
All right, that's strange.
Yeah. So we have a lot of trials.
Their trial. Yes.
Shoot, just in Pinellas County alone, it's some crazy action over here in St. Pete every night.
Right. You know where that the original Hooters is over there in Clearwater?
Yes, the one in Clearwater is like the OG.
Yes, that's where we stay. It's probably like 2 miles away from there. That's where we get our hotel at whenever we go to Tampa.
Oh, you're only like 15 minutes from me then.
I should have told you last time we were there because it was literally like a month ago. We went for a whole 4 days. I just always forget to ever.
I know, you gotta tell me next time. William Bowers said, thank you for the program. Nice to see a young person being interested with the events of the community. Yes, say props to EMILEE.
Yes. I have tried to get her word out there as much as I can.
Well, you're doing
without
a great
making it a complete circus. like others have.
What is shadow banned, Heather? She said, am I shadow banned? Can anyone see my comments?
Oh, I can see your comments, Heather. Shadow banned, I think that's what happened to one of my accounts. Like my daughter uses it for her YouTube and she just, she makes silly comments all over and stuff like that. She just makes too many comments. So I
Oh, and
can't
then,
comment on my actual profile.
oh, is that what that
Nobody can see
means?
me. Yeah.
Heather J, I don't did you change your profile picture? Because you look different. Francis Dean said, since I've been watching these programs, I've had nightmares. Am I the only one? Well, if you're new to true crime, that might be why. I don't have
Yeah.
nightmares. Like I fall asleep to ID channel.
A lot of people that are new to true crime don't really understand that it's it's a hard topic. Eventually you just get used to it. You're not,
Yeah.
emotionally sucked into it
Yeah, you
anymore.
get desensitized
You
to it.
start to look at things from an outside perspective, like,
Right.
not,
The fact
oh,
that we
what's a
can sit here
feeling?
and even discuss like what happened in this child's life that led to this, you know. A lot of people are just like, "Oh my God, that kid's sick. He's disturbed. Throw him in prison. You know, forget about it."
Right.
But we want to know every detail.
Also, and shout out to the other YouTube creator who takes my admin's posts and reads them word for word as her own. You know who you are.
You got someone stealing stuff out of your groups?
Yep, had to block them.
Oh, Beth,
Pretty
I
well
do
known
this.
YouTuber. So, I mean, I'm sure she'll know. I'm sure she's watching and I'm sure she knows who she is. You stole my admin's posts and read them as your own. That's plagiarism, but good try.
Wow. Well, I guess we're
I just
having
had
good
to say
content.
that.
Thank you, Pink Poodle. She said, great chat, ladies. Francis, I am new to this. Okay, that's probably why.
Yeah.
Well, we're always here, Francis. And you know, if you
Mr.
listen
Nice, I
to
love
us,
you.
like Emily and I can only speak for us right now, but you know, you're not gonna get, you know, jokes and memes and videos made about victims and humor
There's
thrown
some
in.
groups that do that, but we don't tend to stick to that thing. We try to stick to just the facts, covering the cases, and speculation, theories that we hear from people. Like we vet our sources. We don't just say like a random person messages me and says, "Oh, they said this." Like we actually look into those people and make sure that they do live where they say they live and they are who they say they are,
Right.
because there's a lot of people that want clout and they want to get famous and their
Yep,
little
I've
15
learned that the
minutes off
hard
it.
way the past couple years. Yep.
Right.
They sure will
So,
come out of the woodwork and say whatever it
yep,
is they
they'll
need to
make you
say.
believe it too.
Yeah.
And they'll take screenshots as well and yada, 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 and say this was that. And it's just, you have to be careful. I mean, there's so many. It's just like the security footage going around about TRISTYN right now. It's fake. Yet creators are sharing it far and wide as if it's true.
Right. Well, it's just like anything else, you know, it's just like all the things about Chris Watts that got shared that wasn't true. You know, next thing you know, Chris Watts is going to be a woman. I mean, what's next? I mean, what else can they say about him at this point? Like,
Right?
he became a woman is the next thing.
I
I
don't know.
just,
I mean, they'll
okay,
find something
covert
new.
crime. I'm sorry, what?
They'll find, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say what covert crime said. I don't have nightmares, but I do get triggered sometimes when the cases are about people that are too young or kiddos. I agree. I think
Mm-hmm.
I tend to stay away from the kid ones.
That's what I try to do as well. Like the TRISTYN case was just, it was very close to me.
Mm-hmm.
I knew a couple of people whose daughter knew her as well. So I kind of,
So it was kind of personal.
it was more like, it was in my community. He's being held at the jail, like in the juvie center. Like I've actually been to that juvie center when I was a kid. I was not a good kid. So
So
like I've
yeah, I
been.
mean you're picturing like exactly where this kid is.
Yeah, I
It's
know exactly
personal.
what he's going through, and I know exactly the hospital that they'll take him to do the mental evaluation. They're going to take him to Halifax. Like, I know it, everything that's going. I know the sheriff and stuff like that. Like,
It's
it
very
made me
familiar to
more
you.
just, yeah, I felt that it was something that I needed to cover, something that I need to have a group on, something that I just felt that Aiden was not going to just let this go. It's just like a gut feeling. Like, I don't think he's going,
He's
I
gonna fight.
think he's targeting the Baileys now. He wants to hurt them, is what I feel. He hurt TRISTYN, and now he wants to
Right,
hurt
like
their
he's
family.
not done. He's not done.
No, he's not done. He will keep this going until he can't, which
Crazy.
is pretty sick for a kid. Like, I just, but then again, also there's no mental health resources for kids there. I've been there. Like, I've been the child that needed. I granted I was never going to kill anybody,
Right, but some
but
intervention, like some
yeah,
guidance.
like something like. And when you go to, they do their 72-hour hold on you. They basically give you enough medication for a day, for 2 days after that until you're on your own.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do then? I
Right.
mean, I was lucky enough to have a supportive family, and that took me to other places and got me the help that I needed. But for people that don't have that,
A lot of people
what do
don't
you
have
do?
that.
Yeah, what do you do? What if you do, if your parents don't, you're sent home with enough medication for a week or 5 days, and then after that,
I don't know. I don't know what you do because, I had this discussion with my husband because, here at the beach, we see so many homeless people. There's so
hmm,
many homeless people here around the beach, and a lot of them are very young, in their 20s, in their early 20s. And there's one in particular that's in my area, and he's young, and I see him all the time, and he can't be more than 23 years old. And you can tell he's mentally ill. You can just tell that he has an untreated mental illness, and it's so sad. Like, I don't know, it's like you just almost want to take him and say, here, take a shower, and but where do you get him help? There's nowhere for him
yeah,
to go, and that's what's
you,
so sad.
if they don't have insurance, you can't. What can you do? Like, in therapists and like those places, they've stopped caring a lot. I mean, there are some great ones that do care and that will work with you, but
But you get to the
those
point where,
are hard to find.
you're
You know what I mean? If
homeless.
you're homeless, you go to the first person you can. Well, they want to charge you $300. You can't afford $300.
It's
How
like
do you
once you
afford
get
your
to that point, it's
medications?
almost too late. Like they're
Yeah,
just
and I mean, even I don't have insurance, and like when I was having issues, like in the past year over the harassment that I received from somebody, and like I was going through a breakup too. We ended up getting back together, but like it was a really bad time. And I went to the doctor and got antidepressants prescribed to me. They were still, my doctor visit was $125.
mm-hmm,
My prescriptions were $45 for 1 month. How do you do that if you're homeless with no job, no nothing?
right. You
You
can't.
you can't. Mm-mm.
You can't. And
And
it's
if
just
you
it
stop
breaks my
taking the
heart.
meds, then you get even worse. And that's like the worst part, is because you have to take them for a couple of months, but if you can afford them, there's nothing anyone can do.
Right. And
I mean,
that's
I feel like our community should start doing free mental health and, like Zoloft, those type of prescriptions, antidepressants, those should be free.
mm-hmm. Because a
That
lot of
would
these people are
stop so
self-medicating
much.
on drugs
Yeah.
like meth and heroin. They're
That's what I ended
self-medicating.
up doing when I was younger. Like, I ended up just self-medicating myself, and obviously that did not turn out well. Like, luckily I'm had a good family.
Right. You had that
If I
support
didn't
to
have
get you
that,
through it.
I probably would be somebody on the streets or something like that. Like, there's just not a lot of people that do have a good family that will help them and that will pay. And there's also people that their families do want to help them, they just don't have the money to,
Right.
you know? How do you afford that when like your child has issues, but you're barely able to put food on the table as it is, yet alone
There's just
take
not enough
them.
easy, accessible resources for people
No,
to get
not at all.
mental
But
health
yet
help.
I can take my child to the health department and get her shots for free that day.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want to say, hey, she's got some or I'm scared, go pay a psychiatrist.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're gonna need to go see a specialist for that.
Yeah, but yeah, here we go. We can load them up with whatever you need, hepatitis, whatever shots, yada yada yada, free, no charge. But you actually need real help? Sorry, you're gonna have to go somewhere else.
It's true. It's sad but true.
It is. It is.
And it's a huge. I think we see it a lot in true crime because most of these people are mentally ill.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's just crazy, girl.
The whole world is just the whole. I mean, I speak to people from other countries, and they're like, when I tell them, like, about my cyst and stuff, they're like, you can't just go to the hospital and have it removed. And I'm like, no.
Right. It doesn't work that way.
They won't do that until I'm dying. Like, I have to be like literally on the verge of life or death for them to do that. They're like, oh, you would come here and they'll do it for free for you no matter what. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I mean, our country just has none of that stuff. There's no mental health thing, yet we want to have a war on guns for some reason.
We need to take care of our own, and we could even get deeper into like vets and their mental health and it's a mess. It's a mess.
There's so many. And yeah, we got the 4th of July where we just want to let everybody shoot off fireworks and then wonder why the veteran with PTSD over there can't, why do you think? He's terrified.
That's what Heather J just said. It's like the VA. Let's load you up with pills until we actually get you help. It took me almost 11 months to get mental health care. That's horrible. I'm so sorry, Heather. All right,
I said watch videos of Skid Row. What?
Well, I think we should wrap this discussion up, but it was a good discussion on this case. I think a lot of people didn't know all the details, so thank you for kind of giving us the rundown of the mundane stuff.
Nobody can steal my information now.
Well,
try to make a profit off that, but
gotta lock down those groups.
I try to be nice to everybody. I try to let everybody, have a chance.
So they take advantage of it, and then you gotta...
once they start reading my admin's post office their own, then I'm kind of like, you're lucky I have not.
Did they at least give your admin credit?
No.
Oh.
They read her post word for word, and as if it was her own. Crazy. I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, you
gotta
just
at least give credit where credit's due. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Tara Lee. She said, thank you for bringing awareness to these tough subjects. Great live. It is a tough subject.
Aw, I love Tara.
Thank you so much, you guys, for joining tonight. And Francis, happy birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Francis Dean, the new true crime follower's birthday.
Don't have nightmares.
Yeah, right. Tomorrow, don't watch any true crime. Just do happy things. All right. Well, hey, maybe when this kid's in court next time, maybe we can stream it and you can come on and we can do some commentary.
Oh, yeah, we'll be there together, remember?
The what? Oh, that's right. Well, if we can go. I don't know. Is it all going to be open?
It should.
We'll have to see. I don't know when he's... I'll look it up. We'll have to see when he's back.
Daytona. They'll let anybody in.
That's true. This is
look at what we're talking about. Seriously.
Maybe I can Airbnb my old place out. We could stay. We can stay there.
We gotta stay at the hotel that I go to. They're super nice.
Okay, that
and
sounds
they're
way
super
better.
cheap.
That sounds way better.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, girl, and have a great night. You look great as always. You're so cute.
So do you. Thanks. I didn't even know that you could be my mother.
Well, I would love to be your mother. You're so cute. So thank you again, Emily. And I'll talk to you soon. And thank you, everyone in chat. Thank you, mods. And we will see you guys soon.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.